Once upon a time, in a lush green forest where the sunlight filtered through the thick foliage, there lived a tortoise and a hare. The tortoise, with its tough shell and slow pace, was known as a gentle, patient creature. Meanwhile, the hare was agile and active, with long legs and the ability to run as fast as the wind. Although the two had different personalities, they lived in harmony together discovering the wonders of nature. One day, while sunbathing by the stream, the hare started to brag about his speed. "Hey tortoise, do you know that no one can run faster than me? I can run around this forest in the blink of an eye." The hare said smugly. The tortoise just smiled and replied,
"Speed isn't everything, hare. Sometimes patience and persistence are the keys to success."
But the hare ignored the tortoise's advice and continued to brag about his own abilities. Seeing that the hare was so complacent, the tortoise decided that it was time to teach the hare a lesson. The tortoise suggested,
"Let's have a race. I'll prove that slow and steady wins a race."
The hare, with his confidence, agreed immediately. "Okay, tortoise, you won't stand a chance." The hare laughed loudly and started preparing for the race. The news of the race quickly spread throughout the forest. Other animals, from squirrels to birds, were eagerly waiting to see this exciting contest. The day of the race arrived, and everything was ready. The hare and the tortoise stood at the starting, while the other wild animals gathered around to cheer them on. When the whistle blew, the hare took off like the wind, while the tortoise started moving slowly, step by step. The hare quickly left the tortoise behind and felt very complacent. After running a long distance, the hare looked back and saw the tortoise still at the starting line. "That was easy," the hare thought to himself. "I can rest a little." So, the hare decided to lie down under a big tree, close his eyes and take a nap. The tortoise, with patience and perseverance, continued to walk slowly, without rushing or getting discouraged. Time passed. The hare was sleeping soundly under the tree, while the tortoise was getting closer to the finish line. When the hare woke up, he saw that the tortoise was almost at the finish line. "Oh no, I overslept!" The hare cried out in panic. He immediately jumped out of the tree and ran as fast as he could towards the finish line. But the tortoise, with determination and perseverance, reached the finish line one step ahead of the hare. When the tortoise reached the finish line, all the animals in the forest cheered with joy. The hare stopped, panting, unable to believe his eyes. "How is that possible? I ran much faster than you." The hare cried out in confusion. The tortoise just smiled and said,
"Speed is not everything. Sometimes persistence and patience are the deciding factors. If you had not been complacent and slept, you might have won."
The hare realized that it was his arrogance that led to his defeat, and from that, he learned a valuable lesson about humility and respect for his opponent. The race between the tortoise and the hare was not just a race, but also a lesson about life. The tortoise proved that speed is not always a deciding factor for success. Sometimes, patience, persistence, and determination are the important factors that help us overcome challenges. The hare, after losing the race, changed his perspective on life. He no longer boasted about his speed, but began to learn from the tortoise, appreciating the values of patience and effort. From then on, the tortoise and the hare became closer friends than ever. Together they explored the forest, learned and shared valuable life experiences. The story of the race between the tortoise and the hare became a legend in the forest, retold with admiration by later generations of animals. Whenever someone mentioned the race, people remembered the lesson of patience, humility, and the importance of never underestimating their opponents.